Your super statement lands once a year. You glance at the balance and you file it away. But buried in that document are the fees quietly draining your retirement. Today, I will walk you through exactly how to read it, line by line, and find the costs your fund would rather you skipped over. Here is why this matters so much. According to Money Smart and Australian Retirement Trust, a 30-year-old with $50,000 in super who pays just 1 percentage point more in annual fees could retire with tens of thousands of dollars less than someone in a cheaper fund. That is not a typo. 1% sounds tiny, but super fees come out every single year and compound for decades. So a small leak today becomes a flood by the time you retire. Getting this wrong is one of the most expensive mistakes you will never see happen. The good news is your statement tells you everything you need to fix it, if you know where to look. Step 1. Grab your most recent annual statement or log into your fund's member portal and find the section labelled Fees and Costs. According to Money Smart, this is exactly where you check what you're paying and compare it with other funds. Most statements cover the financial year ending the 30th of June, so make sure you are looking at the latest one. Do not get distracted by the balance at the top just yet. We are going hunting for line items. Step 2. Read every line item because fees come in several flavours. Money Smart Note statements typically list administration fees, investment fees, transaction costs, insurance premiums, and sometimes advice or member activity fees like switching. As a real-world benchmark, Australian Retirement Trust charges admin fees of $1.20 a week, plus 0.10% a year on the first $500,000. Each of those lines is money leaving your account, so write them all down. You cannot fix what you have not named. To put a real number on it, Australian Retirement Trust publishes an administration fee cap of $562.40 per year per account, and that is before investment fees and other costs even enter the picture. That gives you a concrete benchmark. If your admin fees alone are running well above a major fund like that, that is a flag worth chasing down. Step 3. Turn that percentage into a dollar figure, because percentages hide the damage. A fund charging roughly 1% a year in total fees on a $50,000 balance costs about $500 annually, according to Money Smart's guidance. Take our example, member Mia, 38, with $74,000 in a default balance fund. Her statement shows total fees of 1.3%, which works out to about $962 a year before any growth effects even kick in. Now compare that against a lower fee fund using Money Smart's tools. If you are paying far more than a cheaper option, that gap is your homework. Step 4, and this one catches people out. Open the transaction history or contributions section and match each employer payment against your pay slips or bank records. According to Superguide and CanStar, the statement should show every employer contribution plus an opening and closing balance that reconciles with earnings, tax, fees and insurance. In Mia's case, her transaction history showed one employer contribution missing for a whole quarter. That is not a paperwork glitch. It is a concrete compliance issue. And here is the kicker from Superguide and ADF Consumer. A missed $5,000 contribution does not just vanish once, it also loses decades of future investment returns. So the long-run shortfall can be far larger than $5,000. Step 5. Find the insurance section on your statement or in the member portal. Super statements list insurance premiums as a separate cost, so identify the type of cover, the premium being deducted, and whether it still matches your life. Mia found insurance premiums coming out monthly for cover she may no longer need. Compare the premium against the benefit amount and check whether you already have cover outside super. The goal is to keep only what you actually need and be able to explain the dollar cost per year. Put it all together and the picture is stark. For Mia, combining 1.3% annual fees with a single year of missing contributions can plausibly cost well over $1,000 immediately, and many tens of thousands of dollars across her 29 years to retirement. That is a modelling result based on her $74,000 balance, and the statement checks Money Smart and the super funds describe. The exact lifetime figure depends on returns and whether the missing contribution is recovered, but the direction is never in doubt. Now let us cover the mistakes people make. The biggest myth is that super fees are too small to bother with. But your statement shows multiple fee types stacked together, and even a seemingly modest annual percentage compounds over decades. MoneySmart specifically tells members to check their fees and compare them with other funds, precisely because that small number does enormous damage over a working life. Never assume. Always check the actual dollar figure. The second mistake is trusting the marketing instead of the statement. Since the product dashboard reforms in 2019 and the Your Super comparison framework in 2021, funds have been required to disclose detailed fee and cost breakdowns. By 2025, statements still carry those line items, which is exactly why you review the document rather than rely on a brochure claim. One more thing, fee labels can change with product updates, so always verify the exact wording on your own statement rather than assuming the categories match what I have described. Let us recap fast. 1. Open the fees and costs section of your statement. 2. Identify every fee type: admin, investment, transaction, insurance, and advice. 3. Convert your fee rate into real dollars and compare against a low fee fund. 4. Reconcile every employer contribution against your pay slips. 5. Review your insurance and cut anything you no longer need. 5 checks, 1 statement, potentially tens of thousands of dollars saved. That is the whole system. 10 minutes with your statement once a year could be worth tens of thousands by retirement. If this helped, subscribe so you do not miss the next one, where I show you how to compare 2 super funds side by side using the free Your Super tool and decide whether switching is actually worth it. Go open your statement today. Future you will thank you.